Welcome back, folks. It's 5 minutes past 7 o'clock, and we want to talk to some accountants. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Trinidad and Tobago, they're hosting their annual conference on November the 9th and 10th at the Hyatt Regency. It's under the theme, Driving the Upturn-The Transformation to Longer-Term Prosperity. I like that word, prosperity. We are joined by Derek Mohammed, an ICATT Council member, and he is a partner in the Audit and Assurance Division for Deloitte.
Correct.
Sir, welcome to Morning Edition.
Thank you, Hayden. Morning.
So, Mr. Mohammed, this year's conference, tell me about some of the important agenda items.
Okay, so we are going to, as the theme suggests, driving the upturn, right? So as we were discussing during the break, right, we are in a time of recession, and you know, how do we strive even, how do we even prepare for when we're in a recession? We don't prepare very well.
Well, no, right? We don't.
But we don't set aside, we don't fare well at all during a recession. So that's the genesis of this conference theme this year, that when Council at ICATT sat together and we decided on this theme, we thought about, okay, you know, what do we really need to drive this upturn? Right? And so then we started to look at, you know, all the various sectors. So we will be hearing from, during the 2 days of this conference, entrepreneurs, right? One of the entrepreneurs that I'm looking very much forward to hearing is Andrew Ramroop. I don't know if you know Andrew Ramroop. He's a master tailor, actually a son of the soil.
Yes, he is.
Who went to the UK. He's been nominated, or actually he is actually the UK Black Entrepreneur of the Year, right? So I look forward very much to hearing his story.
Yes.
And together with him, we have a lot of other, you know, entrepreneurs just like him, people from the financial sector. We have Sir Ronald Sandals. We have a tax panel that will be talking about the various tax incentives that are currently available.
Yes.
And their dialogue will be around whether or not, how effective are the current tax incentives in terms of driving longer-term prosperity.
Yes.
And we will actually have, sitting on this panel is the Senator, the Honorable Alison West.
Yes.
Right. You know, and to close off the event, when we bring the curtains down, we'll be actually hearing from an action coach who will be discussing a mindset to success.
I mean, and I suppose all of those things are critical and very important, and,
yes,
and you know, are very timely given
yes,
the nature of our environment. So congratulations to you and your team for coming up with, you know, such an incisively appropriate theme. But as a partner in an audit firm, you interact with clients across Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, I do.
I am sure that you have a greater sense of what are the challenges that they face in the context of not just emerging from this difficult time stronger, better, leaner, meaner.
Yes.
But their challenges in terms of being globally competitive.
Correct, yeah, that is an issue. And, you know, as we say, you know, while there are challenges, right, with challenges, they're presented with opportunities.
I hear you on that, but
yes,
I want you to help the public to understand, are the members of our private sector, and you deal with a certain type of client, a certain size of entity,
right,
are they more enlightened about the importance of being globally competitive, of being export-oriented, or even just being more efficient and effective in their operations?
That's what we're trying to achieve over these. That's the message that this conference is going to deliver, right? And hopefully we achieve that with the cadre of speakers that we present. And from a business standpoint, we do see some businesses faring better than others, right?
And what accounts for that? What accounts for that differentiation?
It's about recognizing that, okay, it's not, yes, you know, we are in a crisis, and creating those opportunities, whether it is looking at, you know, your talent management, making sure that we get value for money.
Yes.
Right. One of the things that we will be covering at this conference, and is very important to me, is public sector reform, right? And it's very close to ICATT as well. And we have been lobbying for that as well.
Yes.
You know, looking at technology and how you use technology, just to the point of, you know, being more efficient, being able to compete on a global platform.
Yes.
Looking at your, you know, use of technology. And
So you're sensing a greater, there's a greater sense of urgency
yes, there is.
amongst your clientele in terms
Correct.
of being more effective globally. And that's
Yes.
an important aspect of what we're having this discussion about. Diversification has been,
Yes.
you know, that enduring theme. We need to expand our export base. We need to expand the number of countries with whom we do business and so on.
Yes.
So
Actually, when you use the word diversification, we actually do have a presentation on a presented by one of our sponsors, TTIFC, Trinidad and Tobago International Financial Center, who will actually be doing a segment on a boost for diversification.
from a financial services
From
point
a
of view.
financial services point of view. And they will actually be looking at shared services model. So in times like these, as a business owner, you do really need to relook your business model, right? And even in good times, you have to keep your finger on the pulse and look at the business model that you are currently running and looking at effectiveness, efficiencies,
Yes.
looking at, you know, talent management is important. You're hearing a lot about retrenchments, redundancies. You know, are you getting rid of the right people? Are you right sizing? Right?
Or just downsizing.
Or downsizing to the long-term detriment of your business.
Yes.
Right. So all of these are factors that you have to look at in times like these.
I want to ask you, I mean, you have clients across several sectors.
Yes.
Is it that they are studiously going about this adjustment and they're going about it in the correct way? Or is there wholesale panic out there?
Most of our, I believe that they're being very strategic. Right, most of the clients that I come across, they're being very strategic, and you know, the outcome, you know, will be, you know,
hopefully, well,
in time we will know of the outcome.
The proof of the pudding is in the eating. I
Correct,
suppose.
that's the say. Yes,
we're gonna find out sooner or
that's the
later.
say. Yes, correct.
We're gonna separate the sheep from the goat and all
Exactly.
of this.
Yes. So you see different strategies around everything, you know, and that's what we plan to cover in these 2 days.
Yes.
You know, from the technology side, from the talent side, even from the leadership side, and you know, and creating those opportunities, and even our profession itself, the accounting profession, and which is what we plan to cover on day 2 of the conference. We will be looking at, you know, ICATT has gone through a number of changes. We came into being by Act 33 of 1970, 47 years ago. And we are looking, this year we actually, you know, we were successful in passing new rules, and those rules come in effect from the 1st of January 2018.
Yes.
Right, so even the profession as well, you know, how we regulate, how we support our members,
Yes.
that is changing as well.
Yes. Are you still seeing, you know, the accounting profession, are you seeing a resurgence in interest from young people to be a part of the profession?
Right. That's quite a good question, Hayden. Because
you.
recently I actually met with one of the accounting bodies, one of the more popular accounting bodies in Trinidad and Tobago, and we were actually looking at these statistics, right, in terms of, you know, are we attracting accountants to the profession? I think it's a good profession. The line of business I'm in is quite stressful, but it is a good profession. It has been good to me and has been good to many people that I know. And we have seen a dip in the interest,
Yes.
right? But, you know, we have been working with the tuition providers, as ICATT, that is,
Yes.
working with the tuition providers, working with the accounting bodies, and even forums like this where we have conference and, you know, to attract students to the profession.
Good, good.
Right?
So you're hoping that even from the secondary school system that you can have some young
so
folks
that's where
coming
we
in.
are starting, and we are actually one of the top accounting students of UWI will actually be a special guest of mine at this conference at the cost of ICATT.
Well done, well
Yes.
done, and I'm
Yes.
sure that they'll appreciate the experience and the exposure.
Yes.
And
And you talk about experience, and that's the thing that I like most about these forums, the opportunity to network with your colleagues,
Yeah.
right, with the various sponsors that we have that will be exhibiting on the 2 days.
It's a fantastic conference, and I really do hope that you really win the low-hanging fruit that you can derive from a conference like this, and then from the longer-term perspective, you
Yes.
continue to build the profession. Of course, the people of Trinidad and Tobago would also want you to address some issues in the profession itself. You would have followed what was happening during the Commission of Inquiry into CLICO and ACU and some of the
I
admissions.
actually
that
was on the Commission of Inquiry.
you were the
I was the last
fantastic.
witness.
So
yes.
you had a front
Yes.
seat.
Yes, I had a front seat. I was actually the sitting president at the time.
Oh, at the time.
Okay.
Very good. So maybe you could really help me with this. Based on some of the admissions that were made, does the accounting body, ICATT in Trinidad and Tobago, really take seriously the issue of ethics? And in terms of a disciplinary procedure, are those things properly embedded in the profession as of today?
Right. Okay. Good question. Very good question. And it's something that we need to address. I think that we, in my opinion, I've been on council, I believe, for about 8-9 years now. And even as the sitting president, at that time of the Commission of Inquiry, and even now, we do take, ethics very, very important. And we have been working on, as I mentioned earlier, that our rules and regulations came into being some 47 years ago, right? So 47 years ago, a lot has changed, right? A lot has developed. And so coming out of these matters, and we actually identified the need, even before these matters arise, that there was a need for us as regulators of the profession to relook how we deal with these type of matters, right? In terms of, okay, what is the process? Where are the loopholes, right? How could we deal with these matters in the interest of, one, the public, in the interest of the profession.
Yes.
Right? Nobody wants to be associated with a profession that is, is not honorable.
Yes.
Right? So these are the matters that our new rules, which actually are in effect, but are going to be implemented. We have a little transitionary period on January 1st. So we are looking at our disciplinary process. We are looking at our investigations process. Right? So ICATT plays a dual role, right? We regulate the profession, we regulate our members, right? But we also support our members.
I hear you on that, and that's precisely what the people of Trinidad and Tobago want to be assured of.
Yes.
So you have this fantastic conference, and it's going to be held at the Hyatt Regency, November the 9th and the 10th. And you have a fantastic list of sponsors, gold sponsors, bronze sponsors, etc., etc. And this is truly going to be value for money.
Yes, it is.
This is truly,
I think so.
So your members are apprised, and they will be supporting this event.
Right.
And I hope that
and it's their last opportunity as well to get continuing professional development hours.
CPD for this year.
For this year, yes, which they should get about 12 hours over the 2-day period.
12 hours?
12 hours, yes.
That's quite generous.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for being here. Mr. Derek Mohammed, ICATT Council member, partner of Audit and Assurance at Deloitte & Touche. Thank you so much for being on Morning Edition, sir, and congratulations.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
All right, folks, we still have more on this agenda. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.